they'll drop the rest of the staff, they'll park here, and the buses will then go and reposition, come back. Yeah?
Okay, good afternoon everyone, welcome to today's press conference. If you'd like a question, please raise your hand and we will get round to as many as we can. We're going to begin with John Cross, if John's available.
Yes, I hope you can hear me.
We can.
Thomas, I just wondered what the build-up has been like in the last few days. Do you see the real hunger and the desire in the players' eyes? Just how big a final is this, and how big an opportunity is it? How determined are the players?
Well, I would say I have full trust that everybody wants it. It is about, of course, it is about hunger, and it always on highest level in sport, it comes down to the question like, how bad do you want it? But I felt us very concentrated. I felt us very focused. Felt us very disciplined in the build-up of this week. I feel us with a genuine confidence, which is very nice to have, and which is a very nice feeling to arrive in a final. We had 2 training sessions in London. One yesterday we did a bit of a tactical session because today is obviously live. So today is the last training to find out the last details, to get the last feeling, and also more important for the players to get a feeling about the stadium and feel it, smell it. And the occasion is coming closer. And then from dinner today, we will have a countdown with 2 meetings tomorrow and the big match coming up.
Jacob Steinberg.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
How much of this do you think will come down to the tactical battle between you and Pep Guardiola? Obviously, you know, he's such a great manager, and it's so difficult to play against his team. Do you think it's about you versus him, or is it more than that?
It's much more than that. I would never suggest that it's me against him, because we don't have a match of tennis tomorrow. We arrive with our teams, and Pep will prepare his team, and I will prepare my team in the best way possible. We have 2 experiences now against them in different competitions, and 2 different matches, 2 different lineups. Tomorrow will be a very different lineup, I think, from Man City. But nevertheless, we have the experience of how much we had to suffer. We have the experience of how brave and how courageous we need also to play in certain moments of the game. For me, it's about this tomorrow. It's always tough to play against City, Bayern, or Barcelona when Pep is at the sideline. They create, and he creates this team with this huge belief and this huge success and continuously winning mentality. So they are maybe in the moment the strongest team in Europe and maybe in the world, and they have a huge gap. They have built a huge gap between them and us in the league. But we closed the gap for 90 minutes in Wembley. We closed the gap for 90 minutes in City, and this is what we want to do tomorrow.
Ian Ladyman.
Hi, Thomas, can you hear me?
Yeah.
In your team and in Pep's team, there are 2 or 3 very promising and very prominent young English footballers. I just wanted to ask you, as a coach who has worked obviously in Germany and also in France, how the perception of English footballers in terms of their technical ability has changed over the last 4 or 5 years, if indeed you think it has.
I think football in general has changed. It becomes more technical, faster and faster, and on every position play more and more all-rounder, because the strikers also defend. The strikers need to run. The strikers need to dribble. The strikers need to win ball backs. The midfielders, of course, they need to be able to do everything. The defenders attack spaces now with the ball. Without the ball, they need to be brave and courageous to cover a huge space and not only sit deep. So the game in itself has changed, and this is a constant change. And so do the players who are the biggest part of this game. And well, you have a lot of young English talents in Bundesliga, so we were very well aware of it, of all that quality, and that does not change when you work in France or in England. I'm glad to have these players. They are in the moment in the toughest league in Europe. This is what shapes their attitude. Our club has a strong work ethic and is a strong club that sharpens your mentality, that sharpens your attitude, and this is very, very good. And from there on we go, and we rely on them and we trust them. They're a big part of our squad.
Andy Dillon.
Hi Thomas, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Good. I hope you're well. You've said several times that you want to shape Chelsea into the team that people fear, that other teams don't want to play. I just wonder, are Manchester City that team at the moment? And what's your message to your young team in order to overcome that in the next 24 hours, please?
Well, it's a bit hard to answer in detail because these are the messages for my team. So we had some messages already yesterday in Cobham, and it's pretty much our routine to have tactical meetings, tactical sessions, to divide it in offense and in defense. And like I said, we are very well aware that Man City is the benchmark with this team and this manager over the last years. But we are very well aware that in football, you are always able to close the gap, and we closed the gap twice, and this is the challenge for tomorrow. And how did we close the gap? We were courageous, we were brave, we were suffering together, and we were strong as a team. We had a strong belief, we had strong quality, and we did show up in every single minute, and this is it. This is pretty much it. These are now the headlines for it, but you need to break it down into behavior, into little details, and this is what we do with the team.
Any team news, please, as well? Injuries, Mendy, Kante.
Best news ever. No injuries, and I hope it stays like this till after the training today.
Nick Purewell.
Hi Thomas, just wondering, how do you practice penalties as a squad? And obviously, after what happened in the Europa League final, would Mendy or Kepa be ready to take a penalty if they were required to do it?
Well, I hope so. We always practice penalties when we face a match where it's possible that it's going to penalties. Can we simulate the pressure, the fatigue, the occasion, and how it will feel tomorrow? No, we cannot. But still we believe that we can take care about some patterns and about a certain rhythm and a certain habit during penalties, which we did. And honestly, the penalty shootout was fantastic in terms of quality from the takers, which was I don't think I've ever saw something like this. 20 penalties in a row and no miss, and so strong and with such a great belief well taken. Let's see. We have the guys. We have identified the guys who should take the penalties for us. But I don't know who's in the end on the pitch. So we need to be well aware. But we are prepared. And in the end, if we go to penalties, we go in there together, and we go out of penalties together, no matter what happens.
Okay, we've got time for 3 more. John Murray, 5 Live.
Hi Thomas, I just wonder what personally you and your staff can do, what you can take from the experience you had of being in a Champions League final less than a year ago, and to try and make it go your way this time.
Yeah, but it's a different team and it's a very different situation. So if I was a player, I would not like my coach to talk about his personal experience in the last year. I don't think if I was a player that would help me. If we had this experience together, then we could use it and we could share it and we could grow from it. But it was. Like you said, for me and my staff, experience is a crucial thing in coaching. And after every match, I'm a bit a smarter coach and a more experienced coach. And this is the demand that I have to myself. So, of course, we learn our lessons from defeats. But it was, like I said, it was a 3-match tournament. It was a knockout tournament. It was Bayern Munich in the final. It was Paris, our team. So there's not so much where you can draw a line and say, yeah, this is the key point that we did wrong or that we have to learn and then step up from that to make it happen. I don't think there is, but like I said, we need every match to evolve as coaches, and this was a big part of it. We feel that we've come a long way. We have 6 matches played in Champions League together. Frank played with Chelsea a fantastic group stage, so we feel that we worked hard to be here, and we feel absolutely the hunger that we are not happy yet. We are not happy to be here. But we are not overexcited to be here. We want to be overexcited tomorrow after the match. We want to do the last step. We are here to win the trophy. Maybe a slight underdogs, but this does not change nothing. We want to close the gap and we want to leave Porto with a trophy.
Okay, last 2, Pedro Alfonso and then Nazar Kinsella to finish. Pedro.
Hi, Thomas. How do you feel about to play another final in Portugal? And Guardiola always made tactical change when he played against you. It was like in Germany, also now in England, in the last 2 games. What tactical surprise do you expect tomorrow in this final?
No, I don't know what to expect. Honestly, we have to wait. I'm not in Pep's head, and I'm not in the meetings, and I'm not in what he thinks and predicts. And just to make this clear, this is not about preparing a team. It's not about that I give them the impression that I know what's going to happen tomorrow. I simply don't know. I can just prepare them on several possibilities, on our principles, on the principles of the game that we can analyze from Man City. But in the end, I want to encourage them to be brave, to take actions, to stay active, to defend and attack with a certain aggression, and that we try to be the very, very best, that we have no regrets after this game. So this is what I encourage my team to do in all aspects of the game. It's not about prediction. It's not that I know what's going to happen. I simply don't know. So why should I pretend to know? I try to encourage everybody. I try to prepare several opportunities and prepare my team for that. And what was the first part of your question? I forgot. About?
How do you feel to play another final in Portugal?
I'm very happy to be back in Portugal. I have so many good memories being here, and I could have not imagined that I'm so often and have so often the possibility. Last time I was here in Porto, I was a huge admirer of the stadium. So now to be here again, and we played now against Porto, but we needed to play in Sevilla, and now to be here again in the stadium brings all these memories back. And we played also against the teams from Lisbon, Benfica and Sporting, and we played the final 8 in Lisbon, and so now they brought it again into Porto, and it feels very, very good to be here. Everybody is super friendly. It's a fantastic stadium from a fantastic club that I watched from my early childhood when they played against Bayern Munich in the final, and so a lot of memories come up once you are here in Porto, and I'm very happy to share this with my family on the stands, and it means a lot to me.
Last question for Thomas, Nazar Kinsella.
Hi Thomas, congrats on reaching the final. I just wanted to ask you kind of what emotions are useful and what emotions do you want to avoid ahead of the final, and how can you sort of influence the players, after the training sessions today, in the evening or in the morning, to to feel the right emotions before the match?
Well, today, like yesterday, we were very concentrated, and we had to because we had a tactical session, and it was in the manner that we normally do tactical sessions. But don't get me wrong, I don't want to pretend that this is a normal week, because it's not a normal week. So everybody feels different about it. But we arrive in the countdown is on for a big match, and maybe the biggest match in Europe. So it's a very exciting, it's a very demanding week, mentally, physically, and we need to get it right. We coaches need to get it right. Today, for example, was a very relaxed day. We had the possibility to enjoy some quality time on the hotel, the beautiful hotel, beautiful weather, to relax and to breathe a bit, and the atmosphere around it, to connect with our core, with our love to the game, with the passion that we all shared as little kids, and to connect to that. That was the day today. So I think the tension is building very naturally, and of course, if you can wish for something, we don't wanna arrive in the final overexcited, and we don't wanna arrive underexcited, like to play cool. Also, we are not cool. So the best thing is to admit your feelings. When you're nervous, you're nervous. You're not the only guy. Maybe the coaches as well, a bit nervous. Nervous. To be nervous is also, you can use it to be on your best level. Pressure is sometimes a huge boost, and sometimes it's a big backpack to carry. So just admit it, and no words from some words maybe will help, but in general. Let's be who we are, and we are a strong group, and we have a genuine trust and a genuine belief in what we do and what we are capable if we do things together. And tomorrow we will absolutely arrive together. Everybody will be here to be a strong Chelsea group to do the last step and to win this cup.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Full.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We'll follow the same format as before with Thomas Tuchel. Please raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. We will start with Sami Mokbel.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Cesar, a question for you. Skipper going into a Champions League final, it's almost sort of stuff dreams are made of, really, isn't it? How much pressure do you feel on yourself to lead these guys out tomorrow, going out there?
Good afternoon. Of course, every player, and when you're a kid, you dream to be playing these kind of games. To lead the team out in a final of the Champions League is obviously a moment that I'm really proud of, but we want to win it, and of course I wish I'm even prouder after the game. We are ready to give everything. We know that it's a massive opportunity. It took 9 years to be back in a final of the Champions League for the club, so obviously it's a big opportunity for everybody.
Okay, we'll go to Simon Evans.
Hi. What would you say is the most difficult challenge that you face against Manchester City? From watching from the stands, it looks like it's very, very hard work playing against City. But what do you find, from your experience, the most difficult thing about confronting them?
Well, they are a team that they try to create a lot of opportunities, that they move the ball quick. Of course, I'm not going to discover Manchester City now, but we have confidence in ourselves. I think we have shown through the last few months that we are capable of having good performances and good results against top teams. And obviously, we are here in the final of the Champions League because we deserve to be here. We have beaten very good teams. We had very good performances. And it's the last step, and we want to take it.
Tom Roddy.
Thank you.
Hi, Cesar. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Pep was just talking about how Thomas was just talking about how City are the best team in Europe at the moment, and described Chelsea as maybe the underdogs in this game. Do you think you will use that status as to your advantage, a kind of siege mentality into it?
Well, of course we have the mentality that we know that we have to give everything on the pitch, that we have to be a group that I think we have shown that in the past, especially in the big games. Not only the 11 players on the pitch, but everybody on the bench, on the dressing room, the staff. That's very important to create that unity. And we know that we have a challenge ahead of us, but we want to take it. And we know that we will have to suffer for moments, that we will have to be at our best if we want to win. But we have to accept it and give our best. Of course, is the biggest game of the season, and we are ready for it.
Andy Dillon.
Hi, can you hear me both?
Yeah.
Hi, this is it's a question for Jorginho. Sorry, Cesar, it's a question for Jorginho.
No worries.
Jorginho, would you mind talking us through, please, how you're feeling as a regular penalty taker for Chelsea? We saw the drama with Manchester United the other night, and if I may say so, you've had your ups and downs from the penalty spot this season with Chelsea. Tell me about your preparations for penalty shootout and what goes through your mind and how prepared are you for it?
I'm really prepared, but I'm not going to tell you how. But I think this game can be solved in details, and maybe that is the opportunity to change things for us. So not just me, but the whole team trained and is prepared for everything is coming tomorrow.
And can you also ask you a bit about, you've credited your mum a lot with your football skills, which is quite unusual. I just wondered, have you got many family coming over, and what this will mean to your entire family should you go on and win the Champions League?
Yeah, it would mean a lot. And of course, my mom will be here, my dad, my sister. So this final, it means a lot for my family, for my friends, for the people who was always there beside me in every single moment of my life.
Will you finally be able to say you're better than your mum at football?
Sorry?
Will you finally be able to say to mum you're better than her at football?
No, she will always be better than me.
Okay, we'll now go to John Murray.
It's a question for Cesar, if that's okay.
Yep. Hi, yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Good. Cesar, you know, having had almost 10 years at Chelsea, you've witnessed and been involved in some remarkable things, some incredible highs. But could you just reflect, in the position that you are now on the brink of a Champions League final, about specifically what this season has been like? Because it must be extraordinary to look back on what's happened.
Well, I think this season we have had everything. I think start of December we just beat 4-0 against Sevilla. We were top of the group in the Champions League. We were top in the Premier League. Everything was going well. Then we had 2 months with bad results. We had a change of manager, and you know, to get here where we are today, of course, has this massive credit to the group, to the manager, everybody involved. We have been working so hard, but we want to make it special, and making it special, it means winning tomorrow, because it's the biggest trophy that we can achieve as a club, and of course we want to make it happen. Maybe a lot of people doubt about this group, about this club, but we are back into a final of the Champions League. And now the only thing that we have to do is leave everything out there. Tomorrow, you know, it's a special day. We have the fans back, which is massive for everybody, and you know, we want to make history, and we have it in front of us.
Now we'll go to Martin at ESPN.
Hola Cesar, I don't know if I can ask in Spanish or if I have to do it in English.
In English, please.
It was an amazing transformation you have been in the last Champions League Chelsea has won. What do you find similar to in the group as the group that you had back in 2012? And also, what do you think in your position has been the most important transformation that Thomas has brought to the team?
Well, unfortunately, I was not here in 2012 when Chelsea won the Champions League, but I came up as months after. And, obviously, after 9 years, there have been a transformation of players. We have had different players. We have won different trophies. And of course, personally, when I signed for Chelsea, I wanted to repeat that. And it took 9 years to be in a final of the Champions League. And now we have this opportunity ahead of us that we want to take. And of course, Thomas has made a huge impact since he came in January. We didn't have a lot of room for mistakes. And since the first day, he made very clear what he wanted from us. And we try to improve every day because we didn't have a lot of time for training. So every game, every 3 days, we have been playing big games. And of course, the team has made a huge effort and we want to make it special tomorrow.
Nizar Kinsella.
Hi guys, good luck ahead of tomorrow. I just wanted to talk to George, about how he reacted when Chelsea beat Real Madrid in the semi-final. I saw, you collapsed to the ground, exhausted, emotional. I just wanted to understand what you felt when you beat Real Madrid, because I saw your reaction on TV and it looked emotional.
Mm-hmm. It was emotional and physically as well, because we spent a lot of energy and I was really tired after the game. And then emotionally, because achieving the final was massive, not just for me, but for this group as well, because we've been working so hard for that. And then everything came across my mind, everything I've been through to get here. So I thought everything in the past and what I was living that moment.
Matt Dunn, Daily Express.
Hi, question to Cesar perhaps because he's been in the game a little bit longer. Tomorrow's night's game is Sheikh Mansour's team against Roman Abramovich's team, two of the biggest benefactors to football. What's your feelings about that, and do you think that's going to be the way forward for football in the years to come?
Well, the only thing that I can speak is about our owner, Mr. Abramovich. Since I came here, I saw a real desire to not only to win on the pitch, but also the work he does for the community, every time, but also during the last couple of months with the pandemic. That's the only thing I can say. Of course, he's the owner of Chelsea since 3 years ago. He always showed that desire to make the club winner and to always try to get the best for the club. But I don't want to stop there because him and everybody in the club, they do an amazing job off the pitch, and I think it's quite remarkable. And of course, we are very grateful to have him with us.
James Robson, Evening Standard.
For Cesar, it feels like in that you've really closed. If you look at the points difference in the league and obviously what Chelsea have done in both cups in that time, what do you think is the significance of tomorrow's game? Not only just obviously being European champions if you win it, but also to prove that next season that you are perhaps the main contenders, the main rivals to City's crown, both for you and for them, I suppose, psychologically.
Well, Chelsea always fights for everything, and we have to go step by step. It's true that in the Premier League we finish fourth, and it's not where we want to be, and we always seek to improve every season. So obviously that's a challenge that we have next season, but tomorrow it means a lot. Just to be European champions is obviously a massive achievement, and then we will focus in what's coming next season. But of course tomorrow is a big game, and we know that we will have to be at our best.
Okay, and we'll finish with Jacob Steinberg.
Hi, Cesar. A lot has been made of Jorginho being the team's top scorer, but we've seen Timo Werner have a really big impact in the last 2 games against Manchester City. I just wonder what you've made of his first season, because there have been some difficult times, but it seems like he's fought through them. What have you made of him, sort of the determination and to come through that? And also as captain, have you done anything to kind of gee him along to get his confidence going? Because he has spoken about at times going through a rough patch in front of goal and how that affected him.
Well, I always try to help him. Obviously, we know that we are human beings, and when things are not going in our way, sometimes we can suffer, but we are here all together supporting each other. Sometimes the strikers, they are seen as the goals they score, but Timo's contribution overall in the team, the runs, the penalties he got, the assists he got, has been massive. And of course, he's a very important player for us. Of course, as a striker, he would like to score more goals. And it's important that he has this desire, this determination, this ambition. He was his first year at Chelsea, and of course, tomorrow is a very important player for us, that we can have him threatening the line and making the difference up front.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.